It's not like you watched this game and you thought it's only a matter of minutes before Arsenal start creating opportunities and score a goal. It was as comfortable as 1-0 win can be for West Ham. Yes, there were a couple of moments here and there, but that was about it. There wasn't sustained pressure. There wasn't sustained possession. And whatever sustained possession there was by Arsenal, it was sideways and backwards. Very little in probing, very little in testing West Ham. West Ham, in the end, is, all right, you guys are going to play in front of us. We'll take that. We'll be fine with that. And we're going to challenge you physically, which is another thing that was disappointing about Arsenal today, that when they were challenged physically, they weren't quite there, and they did not match the intensity of West Ham on the ball, tackling the ball, winning the ball, and keeping possession of the ball.
I'm not sure whether Unai Emery knows the history of these games. This is a London derby. These fans hate each other with a vengeance. And for him to play the sort of team that he played today, but look, every Arsenal fan who follows this team, they know that they're struggling at the back. So why not protect the back four just a little bit? I mean, if you look at that back three, it's got an error written all over it, and the protection of Granit Xhaka and Guendouzi is not good enough. It's as simple as that. So West Ham were brought on. They had Nasri were coming into the game, ex-Arsenal player, so he's going to inject some fire into the game. Arnautovic, is he going to China, is he not going to China? He's going to inject some pace and power, because that's the type of game that he plays. So this is not going to be an easy game for Arsenal. I think they came into this game thinking, oh, well, it's just West Ham. We're not too bothered about it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It seems like it was so long ago now that Arsenal won in that unbeaten run, and everybody was excited, and everybody was happy, and everybody was like, look, is this team a team that can challenge? Is this a team that could be a major player this year in the league? And the truth of the matter is, we said it then and we say it now. There are flaws that showed themselves back then that did not get exploited and that perhaps were covered because the team was not losing matches. But now those same flaws show up in matches that they lose, and it becomes very clear that this team could do with a couple of things. Defensively, be more consistent. In the midfield, certainly more consistent in winning the ball and regaining possession of the ball. And in the final third, if you only had a player that could possibly, perhaps, maybe be a source of creativity.
Comes to mind, though, right?
That you may just have as part of this team, and yet seems to be out of favor in Mesut Ozil. Whatever those reasons are, Unai Emery knows better than everybody else.
Well, we just saw the starting 11. He's not in the starting 11, Mesut Ozil. He's not even in the 18. Is this finally kind of the first moment where this approach with Ozil has finally backfired on Unai Emery? Because if there was ever a match you say Arsenal needs some creativity, it felt like this was it.
100%. You put Ramsey, Torreira and Ozil in that team, I think that you get a bigger and better outcome for Arsenal players. Look, I said it on Thursday on the show, there is something going on with Mesut Ozil that we are not privy to, because there's no way that this guy has gone from one of the creative midfield players in the world to not even getting anywhere near the squad, to being unfit all the time. He should be in his prime. And when he's playing in his prime, he's a joy to watch. And we know he's got a couple of faults, yes. But for him not to be anywhere near this squad is quite remarkable.
Well, I understand that there are flaws to Mesut Ozil's game. And I know that he's not going to be the guy that's going to give you a whole lot of work defensively, and he's not going to track back. And you sort of have to carry him through the game defensively, because offensively he can give you something special. My point about Mesut Ozil is, okay, fine, you don't start him, but at least have him available. Because in a game like this, where now you're trailing and it's 1-0, and you have an opportunity to bring somebody off the bench that you don't need him to defend, you need him to create something for you, you need him to find a pass, and that guy's not even available for you, I do think that you have to ask the question. If it's not an injury concern, if it's not a fitness problem, then what is it? And does this relationship with Unai Emery is to the point now where it's not, you cannot repair it, you cannot address it, or you cannot do anything about it that helps Arsenal on the field? Because in the end, that's the responsibility of Unai Emery, putting Arsenal in the best position to get a result.
And it needs fixing, because he's the highest earner at the football club. You know, they let Sanchez go, they're going to let Ramsey go to Juventus seemingly for nothing. It's madness. They've made the wrong selection. If Unai Emery's coming into the club when Wenger was about to be let go, surely they said, do you fancy Ozil? Do you fancy Sanchez? Do you fancy Ramsey? Yes, no. Something along those lines. But don't re-sign him to a huge contract and then just say, OK, he's not my cup of tea. And he's done and dusted. It doesn't work like that.
What about Aaron Ramsey? Should he have started today?
Absolutely, 100% he should have started. Look, Unai Emery said during the week, and he says it repeatedly to Ramsey when he's going to select him, we need something from you today. And Aaron Ramsey is a professional footballer, in the true sense of the word. If you wanted to hold in midfield, he'll hold. If you wanted to play just a little bit high, he'll play high. If you want to get it and give it early, he'll do it. He's a club manager, club coach's absolute dream player, because he puts the shift in. You know what you're going to get with Aaron Ramsey. And I think this is a huge mistake for Arsenal letting him go for nothing.
So Arsenal then fall 1-0 against West Ham.